Welcome back to In the Zone, broadcasting here from the Crystal City Sports Pub. James Flamez, Jason Herbek. Before we go, Jason, for such a depressing day of my Washington Redskins, gave me a headache.
At least we're at a bar.
At least we're at a bar. You're right. There you go. Looking at the bright side. I knew I could depend on you, man.
On the silver lining.
I knew we could depend on you. Before we go, let's talk about the World Series. Did you catch the games?
I did, actually. I did. I think I was in the minority there, but yeah, I thought it was a great LCS and World Series. You had Texas knocking off the Yankees, which is always good for me, and the Giants beating the Phillies. I thought it was good to see two new teams in there. Texas had never made it. I don't think the Giants, they made it with Barry Bonds, but they hadn't won a series since they moved to San Francisco. You had like the best young pitcher in baseball, Lincecum, who was lights out in the World Series. You had Brian Wilson with the crazy shoe polish beard. And if you heard his comments at the victory parade, I think he might be the craziest player in baseball.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I take from it is just hopefully Cliff Lee will stay with the Rangers, because I think if he does, they can go back next year.
Well, I have to say, I didn't watch much World Series. And their ratings were down. The problem is they keep putting them against football.
Yeah.
Why would you keep putting your games against football? Major League Baseball, please do not put your games against football. You will not win.
I was definitely flipping back and forth. Definitely flipping. I think if you had the Red Sox or Yankees, they would have got larger viewer share. But see, for me, I like it when those teams aren't in there, because I root for the underdogs.
Right.
I'm not like a Miami Heat fan or a Yankees fan or something, where they just try and buy a championship. That's not really my style. Unlike Gina G, but
Yeah, I like Gina G. I know. Let me tell you something. If the Yankees, Phillies, any of these major town people aren't in it, it's not a lot of big interest. It's just not. I think this was, I'm not gonna say it's their worst nightmare. It could have been worse, but it just wasn't a good series. I mean, the teams were good. If you like baseball, it was a good series, but just it lacked that star power.
See, I think I got hooked because I'm a Braves fan, and I watched, when the Giants beat the Braves. It was Bobby Cox's last series as a manager. And so I was definitely rooting for the Giants, because if the Braves lost to them, I'll at least want to lose to the World Series champ. So, I thought it was good playoffs. And, like I said, I was probably in the minority there, but I was happy.
Yeah. College football, really quick. Any thoughts on the season at all?
I'm hoping that Oregon and Auburn both lose, because I would love to see TCU and Boise State in that championship game.
There's your underdog.
Yeah, I hate the BCS. I love the NFL, and I would love college football if they had a playoff system. But right now, you're gonna have your boys, Maryland, who are.
That's what I was getting ready to say next.
Okay, go ahead.
They already got mid-season, and they got bowl eligible already. I mean, I said earlier in one of the shows, I was like, Fridge has got to go. But like I said, they're up and down, up and down. Now, looks like he may have to stay. It seems like right when he's on that edge of tipping over, they put a good season.
Okay, so I say best case, they're going to make it to the ACC championship game.
Best case,
and lose to Virginia Tech.
Yes.
Because Virginia Tech they're the best
likely.
team in the weak ACC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Maryland's bowl eligible. So since there's no playoff system, are you going to be hyped to follow your team to the Motor City Bowl and go to Detroit?
Why can't it be the Motor City Bowl? Motor City Bowl. Why can't it be the Gator Bowl?
It ain't going to be the Gator Bowl. They're not going to put them somewhere warm. You're going to be traveling somewhere where you got to take a coat with you.
Just listen to me. I'm like, the Gator Bowl, the Gator Bowl.
Yeah,
like,
a meaningless exhibition game.
Well, you know what? We got an ex-Terp with us today, working on stuff. My man Rick here. Not that. Let me tell you what Rick did. Let me give you a Rick story. Rick went down. Rick was on the team when they went to the Orange Bowl, right? I'm turning on the game. Rick, Rick's traveling, the whole thing. So I turn on the TV, and I see Rick here. You know what he did? I'm not going to out my man on his playing time, but he's standing right behind Fridge. He posts up first quarter right behind Fridge, like, oh, well, if you ain't going to dress me for the away games, I might as well stay right here on the Orange Bowl.
Smart man, get some FaceTime.
Yeah, he's posting
Best
up.
seat in the house.
Didn't even keep his helmet on. He acted like he was the quarterback. Like he was trying to get in for his next plays. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Hey, he got his ring.
There you
He got
go.
his ring. What's that called, Rick? The edge? Good, he gets the edge with the edge. whole thing. It's a God thing. It's a God thing. It's a God thing. All right. Anyway, quick Caps. What's your thoughts really quick? They started the season already.
Yeah, they started a little slow. Now they're right up there. I think they're leading the league in points right now, which is typical. That's what they do in the regular season. But I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but I support the Caps. And once they get to the playoffs, or towards the end of the season, if it comes down to it, I'll be watching those games. I'll definitely be watching the playoff games because I think this team, you've seen what they can do in the regular season the past few years. I want to see what they can do in the playoffs this year.
Yeah. I mean, the Caps, at the end of the day, it's going to be all about the playoffs. End of the day, mentally through the season, all about the playoffs.
And it is nice to have one winning team in DC. Hey, as a fellow Wizards fan, I'm right there with you on that.
That was a backhand slap at the Redskins.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I'm going to find out who wore this code red. I'm going to get back to the fans on that. I'm going to find out. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
It was Snooki Shanatan.
Yeah, Snooki Shanatan. Well, that's all the time we have today. I'd like to thank the Crystal City Sports Pub for having us. I'd like to thank the best co-host here, Mr. Jason Herbek. See, I didn't take a shot at you like you did me.
You're classy.
That's how
Stay
I roll.
classy.
Yeah, that's how I roll. Thanks to the best crew in the business, Russell, Steph, Gina G.
DJ Rob Bass on the ones and twos.
DJ Rob, Mr. Rick over here. And I got something for Gina next show. We're going to be doing NBA. I got something for her Heat. We'll catch you guys here again next week. Man.
So you ready for Detroit?
Good
job, man.
Good job.
No. I'm talking about your Terps. You going to travel with them to
I'm
the
not
bowl
going to
game?
Detroit. Have you seen Detroit lately? I'm not going there.
If you're a true fan, you would.
I'm not going to Detroit. Whatever. You can call me what you want. But I ain't going to Detroit. I know that. We ain't going. I ain't the one. I know. I just threw Rick under the bus.
Yeah.